Hello. After watching this video, you will find out what the words
Angora
Sunset
mean.
This is a story of those in the twilight time. This is a story of those in the twilight time.
Step
Into
The
Angora.
Sunset
step
into
The
Angora.
Sunset.
This is a story of those in the twilight time. This is a story of those in the twilight time.
Follow the Angora Highway.
The daily disappearance of the sun.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
I want you to listen to me carefully now. I'm going to tell you something that you always knew, that no one else could see.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky. I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
I want you to listen to me carefully now. I'm going to tell you something that you always knew, that no one else could see.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky. I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
I have had 7 balls of light come off of a UFO, lead me onto their ship, explain to me telepathically that we are all one and there is no such thing as death.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
I just wish I knew what it was.
You must obey me. You will memorize this mantra. Obey me, obey me. You believe every word I have told you. Obey me, obey me.
I just wish I knew what it was. I just wish I knew what it was.
You must obey me. You will memorize this mantra. Obey me, obey me. You believe every word I have told you. Obey me, obey me.
I just wish I knew what it was. I just wish I knew what it was.
All matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration. We are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
If I had never seen a UFO, I wouldn't believe in it.
I want you to believe with all your heart and all your soul. Every single word. I want you to live it.
If I had never seen a UFO, I wouldn't believe in it. If I had never seen a UFO, I wouldn't believe in it.
I want you to believe with all your heart and all your soul. Every single word. I want you to live it.
If I had never seen a UFO, I wouldn't believe in it. If I had never seen a UFO, I wouldn't believe in it.
I want you to listen to me carefully now. I'm going to tell you something that you always knew, that no one else could see.
I saw a UFO come down out of the sky.
To be aliens.
Brian, are you there? Brian. Brian, if you're there, speak to me. It's Elva. Elva. Please speak to me. It's Elva. Brian, I didn't know it was you. I thought... Brian, please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say... Brian, I didn't know it was you. I thought... Brian, please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say.
Hello?
From a drugstore?
Drugstore. Yes, doctor.
Hello? Oh, hello?
Yes, doctor. Hello?
From a drugstore?
Drugstore. Yes, doctor.
What do I do?
Wait a minute. Who is this?
What do I do?
Wait a minute. Who is this?
What do I do?
Yes, doctor.
What do I do?
Yes, doctor.
What do I do?
Yes, doctor. Who is this? You have the wrong number. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
Hello? Hello? Ah. What do I do?
Who is this? Hello? Who is this?
What do I do?
You have the wrong number. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Yes, doctor.
I'm alone in my hotel room and alone in the world. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't quite get all of it yet, but what I get, I hate.
Yes, doctor.
Where am I going?
You are not going. You have just arrived.
Where am I going?
You are not going. You have just arrived.
Where am I going?
You are not going. You have just arrived. 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 You have just arrived.
Hello?
From a drugstore?
Drugstore.
They're not doing anything wrong. Really? They're not doing anything wrong. Really? They're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. Really? They're not doing anything wrong. Really? They're not doing anything wrong. Really? They're not doing anything wrong.
Then it is yours.
Give it to me.
Then it is yours.
Give it to me.
Then it is yours.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Mama said no. I couldn't marry him. Mama said no. I couldn't marry him.
I'm alone in my hotel room and alone in the world. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't quite get all of it yet, but what I get, I hate. I'm alone in my hotel room and alone in the world. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't quite get all of it yet, but what I get, I hate.
But Mama said no. I couldn't marry him. But I did. 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 But I did.
Brian, are you there? Brian. Brian, if you're there, speak to me. It's Elva. Elva. Please speak to me. It's Elva. Brian, I didn't know it was you. I thought... Brian, please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say... Brian, I didn't know it was you. I thought... Brian, please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say... Please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say... I didn't know it was you. I thought... Please don't leave me. Please speak to me. I didn't mean to say... Please don't leave me. Please speak to me. Please speak to me.
trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods who once were human like us. They say that long ago on one of these planets, to an unidentified god and one of his goddess wives, a spirit child
I have seen UFOs. Who are the overlords of the UFO? The unidentified flying objects.
You were saying something earlier about Jesus Christ and the CIA.
Okay, I'm in incognito for the Lord, God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm working for Him. I have been for years.
Now, what do you mean incognito?
I'm a spy.
And what's your mission?
My mission is to fight for the American way.
But I mean, can you talk more about the kinds of things that you have to do or have been doing as part of that mission?
Oh, I can bring up the wind. I can bring the rain. I can bring the sunshine. I can do lots of things through Christ who strengthens me.
Okay. I mean, you can actually cause the wind to come up?
Oh, yes.
Could you do that today if you wanted?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And what gives you the power to do that?
God. Because He popped my cherry. He popped my cherry. Popped my cherry.
Is there anything else that you want to mention?
Yes. I'm a morphodite.
Yes, talk about that. You mentioned that to me one time.
Okay. I'm a male and a female mixed.
Okay.
I have both organs. And I believe that that's the way God is up in heaven.
Okay.
I have seen UFOs. Who are the overlords of the UFO? The unidentified flying objects, the flying saucers.
In 1985, Frank Oppenheimer, brother Robert Hilton, Jackie Moore, father of Michael, our friend. In 1987, Henry Graham.
How are you feeling? Well, how long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you here?
That's difficult to answer.
Could you give me some idea?
Offhand, I can't.
Whose idea was it that you come here? Has anybody told you why?
No.
Have you any idea why?
Yes.
And what is that?
I am not completely like other people.
What do you mean by that?
People dislike me because I am not completely like them.
And in what way are you different?
I am trying to do with my life something which few people try to do. And this influences my thinking and consequently my actions.
What is it you're trying to do with your life?
Play the piano for people. Play the piano for people. Play the piano for people.
I have seen UFOs. Who are the overlords of the UFO? The unidentified flying objects, the flying saucers.
Talk a little bit more about the way that sometimes you start crying. I mean, what's the sort of thing that can get you crying?
Well, I was having like a revelation, and the devil was saying something to me. See, there's so many things. I believe God sits up there and smokes. I believe He sits up there and smokes pot. I believe He sits up there and smokes cigarettes. I even believe He smokes cocaine. Then I had this feeling I wanted to be with Him. Sexually.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned voices this morning.
Yeah, I hear lots of voices.
Yeah. And they said something to you about her? So you thought she was the devil?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because I have a disease of the brain. There's something wrong with my brain.
What do you think it is?
Sometimes I think I'm possessed. See, there's so many things. I believe God sits up there and smokes. I believe he sits up there and smokes pot. I believe he sits up there and smokes cigarettes. I even believe he snorts cocaine. Yeah.
What did you do during those weeks?
Smoke dope.
Smoke dope. Did that get you through it?
Yeah.
And you were burning it kind of like you were burning your heart.
Yeah.
Because you were sad?
Because he walked away from me again. Because he walked away from me again. Because he walked away from me again.
Is there anything else that you want to mention?
Yes. I'm a morphodite. I'm a male and a female mixed. I have both organs. And I believe that that's the way God is up in heaven.
What is it you're trying to do with your life? Play the piano for people. Play the piano for people. Play the piano for people. Play the piano for people.
Go deeper and deeper, deeper asleep, far asleep, deeper and deeper, fully relaxed, all muscles are relaxed, you're comfortable, relaxed. You will not be anxious or distressed, but you will remember everything and you will tell me everything. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking of mental pictures. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking of mental pictures. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking of mental pictures. I have been told to keep my eyes closed. Who told you that? How could you be sure he was telling you this? Eyes. I've never seen his eyes before. I can't hear any sound. No sound, whatever. I can't hear any sound. No sound, whatever. I believe this is a flying saucer. It's strange, it's not a plane. Look at it. I believe this is a flying saucer. It's strange, it's not a plane. Look at it. Did it go back and forth or did it go in circles? I try to maintain control so Betty cannot tell I am scared. Did it go back and forth or did it go in circles? God, I'm scared. It's all right. You can go right on, experience it. It will not hurt you now. I gotta get my gut. I gotta get my gut. Oh, please. And I'll wake up. Stay asleep a little longer. Oh. We'll get through this now, all right. Deeply relaxed. You will not have to make any outcry. But you can remember it now. Keep remembering. You feel you have to get your gun. This is going to harm you, you felt. It's there. You sure it's there? Yeah. You weren't having a dream? Deeply relaxed. You will not have to make any outcry. But you can remember it now. Keep remembering. You feel you have to get your gun. This is going to harm you, you felt. It's there. You sure it's there? Yeah. You weren't having a dream? It's there. It's there. It's there. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking of mental pictures. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking mental pictures. Look, there's a star moving. I am only thinking of mental pictures. I had been told to keep my eyes closed. Who told you that? How could you be sure he was telling you this? I've never seen his eyes before. I don't understand. I don't have to be afraid. I don't understand. I don't have to be afraid. Where are you? You're in the car? No. I'm just suspended. I'm just floating about. You're really floating about, or is that the way you feel? The way I feel. I'm not in the woods. I'm not on the road. Well, where are these men? I'm just floating about. They took me and carried me up this ramp. Did you feel you were going to be up very long? No. Did you feel you were going to be attacked in any way? No. I was laying on the table. Look, there's a star moving. I see Betty is coming down the road, and she gets into the car, and I am grinning at her, and she is grinning back at me, and we both seem so elated. How funny. I have no reason to fear. I see a bright moon, and I laugh and say, well, there it goes. All right, we'll stop there. You'll be calm and relaxed. You will forget everything that we have had this period together until I ask you to recall it again. Where's my cigarette? Was I about to reach for a cigarette? Look that way. I was going to reach for a cigarette. But I never reached for it. So how do you feel? I feel fine. Good. You know what happened here? Put me into a trance. I know the purpose of it, but I don't know. That's all right. We'll continue this next week, a week from today.
I don't know where we are. I don't know where we are. I don't know where we are. I don't even know how we got here.
Why are you crying? Tell me about the men in the road. It's all right now. You're safe here. Tell me about the men in the road.
We're driving along, we're on a tarred road. And all of a sudden, without any warning or any reason or rhyme or anything, Marty made a... There was these men standing in the highway.
Go on. You can remember everything now. What did these men look like? Could you see their faces?
No.
How were they dressed? Did they have on any uniform, or were they in ordinary clothes? Uniform. Does it resemble any uniform you know?
We're not going to harm you.
These men spoke good English?
He had an accent. And the man who speaks English, I think he's a doctor.
So there was a doctor there, you say?
And the man who did the examining, he did the testing. Take off my dress. Unzip my dress. So I slip my dress off. I lie down on the table. I ask him what he's going to do with it. take off my dress, unzip my dress. So I slip my dress off. I lie down on the table. I ask him what he's going to do with it. And all the pain goes away.
Did they make any sexual advances to you? Did they make any sexual advances to you?
And all the pain goes away.
So there was a doctor there, you say?
And the man who did the examining, he did the testing. And so there was just the leader and me. And now I wasn't afraid at all. I started talking with the leader. And I said to him, this had been quite an experience. It was unbelievable that no one would ever believe me. And that most people didn't even know he was alive. And that what I needed was some proof that this had really happened. So he laughed, and he said, well, what kind of proof did I want? What would I like? And I said, well, if he could give me something to take back with me, then people would believe it. And I said, well, if he could give me something to take back with me, then people would believe it. My hand on the book, and I said, could I have this? That this was going to be my proof that this had happened. Where was his home port? If you don't know where you are, there wouldn't be any point of my telling you where I am. And I felt very stupid because I didn't know where the Earth was on the map. I want him to come back. I want him to. Don't worry. If we decide to come back, we'll be able to find you all right. We'll find you. How will you find me? We will. We always do find those we want to. Jolita comes over and takes my book. I said, you promised me I could have the book. But this is my proof. If you take the book away from me, I'll have no proof that this has happened. And he said, that's the whole point. They don't want you to know it's happened. They want you to forget all about it. And that's why I'm taking the book. I won't forget about it. You can take the book, but you never can make me forget about it. Because I'll remember it's the last thing I ever do. But I want the book. He won't give it to me. And he says, he laughs. He says, maybe you will remember. I don't know. I hope you don't. But maybe you will. But it won't do you any good if you do. Because Marty won't. Marty won't remember one single thing. And not only that, if he should remember anything at all, he's going to remember it differently from you. And all you're going to do is get each other so confused you won't know what's going on. If you do remember, it'd be better if you forgot it anyway. But I said, why? But you try to threaten me? Because you can't scare me, because I won't forget it. I'll remember it somehow. I wish I could be able to have some proof of this. Because it's the most unbelievable thing that's ever happened.
Hands up. Bing. Bang. Boom.
And while we're watching the skies, we wonder if someone might be watching us.
Remember, we are stepping into the unknown.
In the next hour, we'll hear from people who have had close encounters with extraterrestrials. Close encounters of the first, second, third, even the fourth kind. The most common is a close encounter of the first kind, which is defined as the sighting of an unidentified flying object. The one thing they know for certain is that minutes, even hours, have passed that they can't account for. This form of amnesia is known as missing time.
Remember, we are stepping into the unknown.
I've had every psychological test they have, and they all came out just fine. People don't understand. When we look out of these eyes, it's out of these eyes through a fog. People don't understand. When we look out of these eyes, it's out of these eyes through a fog. Maybe it's because of being in the dark for so long. Maybe it's because of being in the dark for so long. The difference between seeing things in focus and a little bit off focus. Our world is always constantly a little bit off focus. For instance, she's linked up with a child at this point named Shadow. And so when she's doing her art, shadows, they're also looking through her eyes and learning what she's doing. Like living in the catacombs, in the darkness, because we come from a world that's dark.
It's a pit, and there's no light.
Close encounters of the second kind are encounters that leave behind some form of physical evidence. The one thing they know for certain is that minutes, even hours have passed that they can't account for. This form of amnesia is known as missing time.
Remember, we are stepping into the unknown.
I've had every psychological test they have, and they all came out just fine. Rachel's the artist. Rachel does artwork. These are Rachel's clothes. These are my clothes. To say that Rachel claims this body, she doesn't. She uses this body, but she does not claim it. And no one wants the responsibility of this body at this point because there's such devastation behind it. It's almost like sometimes being halfway in and halfway out of the body. And when Rachel is in control of the body and doing her artwork, then she's all there.
Beyond spacecraft sightings and physical evidence is another category of close encounter, the third kind, interaction with alien beings.
My goal, I guess, if anything, would be to make people aware that people out there would believe that it's a real world. For you to come into my world, you'd say, I don't want to be here. Well, if I come into your world, I don't want to be here. There's always that underlying reality that she's there, she's in control, but there's other people in there that may be looking through her eyes.
And while we're watching the skies, we wonder if someone might be watching us. Close encounters of the fourth kind are by far the most frightening abductions of human beings by aliens. They're transported by a beam of light aboard a spacecraft. And while we're watching the skies, we wonder if someone might be watching us.
What is persuasive to me is that these individuals report this experience as real. It is not dream, it is not fantasy, it is not delusion in my judgment.
We don't possess one reality, we possess many. I'm never alone. It would be nice to be alone.
It's a pit, and there's no light. I didn't want to be here. You have to get to the absolute bottom. Not really existing. Makeup comes off when you cry, Makeup comes off when you cry, you know?
As for the captured alien, the most often told story suggests that for a few years at a military installation and then died of an unexplained illness in the early 50s.
Then just suddenly turned and he looked at me. And when that happened, all kinds of things just started happening inside my head. I started getting sensations of tumbling and falling and an awful loneliness, like there was no way to get back to where it came from.
The one thing they know for certain is that minutes, even hours, have passed that they can't account for. This form of amnesia is known as missing time. Inevitably, all this anecdotal evidence implied the question. The one thing they know for certain is that minutes, even hours, have passed that they can't account for. This form of amnesia is known as missing time. Is known as missing time.
Chapter 7.
We are aliens.
And a great star fell from heaven. The name of the star is Wormwood.
Reality is without beauty.
That's marvelous.
With thousands of visual patterns of fear.
That's marvelous.
And all green grass was burned up.
That's marvelous.
I was terrified. Afraid of being thirsty, afraid of being alone.
That's marvelous.
And I wasn't just alone for a little while. I was alone for a billion, trillion years.
That's marvelous.
I understand you're afraid.
But you don't feel it. You don't feel frightened by some terrible alien thing that will soon destroy the world.
Alien?
I have come down from heaven. I will give some of the hidden manna to eat. I will give to eat from the tree of life, and all green grass was burned up.
You are bleeding. Your body is running with blood. It is wine.
Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life.
So you wear this goat mask. How does it make you feel when you put the mask on?
None are above you, and none below you.
Every man and every woman is a star.
There may be moments when you feel as if your own boundaries are dissolving, as if somehow you're merging into the universe.
Is it like dying?
You were talking in some kind of new language.
Oh, Louise, that's what I feel. That's what's being communicated to me.
This is not like dying, but you may feel, in fact, that, my God, I'm dying.
Oh, I felt that before.
And how do you know all this? The Earth told me. I'm psychic.
Well, if you feel this way, die. You'll feel reborn.
What do you want, Doctor? I want to help you. Nobody's going to listen to me. They may listen to you.
And then he said, would you look at the rose? And when I looked at the rose, it shriveled up, turned black. Even the fern around it fell over. The rose was dead.
So the 7 angels, who had the 7 trumpets, prepared themselves to sound.
Symphony of trance-inducing techniques.
We are aliens. We are aliens. We are aliens. We are aliens.
You have had disappointments in your life. You wanted to be a writer. That was a long time ago. You never forgot it. And that's why you're writing quite a story now.
The rose that was placed in front of me at times appeared to be very bright, alive, open, full, maybe breathing at times.
and a lady, a goddess, came walking over the ocean. And she, in her right hand, she let loose a butterfly, a green and pink butterfly.
Chapter 7. I have come down from heaven. I will give some of the hidden manna to eat. I will give to eat from the tree of life. And all green grass was burned up.
You are bleeding. Your body is running with blood. It is wild.
Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life.
So you wear this goat mask. How does it make you feel when you put the mask on?
None are above you, and none below you. Every man and every woman is a star.
What does transfiguration mean?
Rebirth. You feel transfigured?
No, I feel reborn.
I feel beautiful.
All right.
I feel squashed with beautiful. That is exactly the feeling of I kept saying, all right, so I'm squashed. To the side of the top, and then when you still come through, there's a piece of you left. Most amazing experience, and I found God.
What did you say, girl?
I said I found God.
You are bleeding. Your body is running with blood. Bleeding. It is why. Your body is running with blood. It is why. It's running with blood.
So you wear this goat mask. How does it make you feel when you put the mask on? How does it make you feel when you put the mask on?
And we always been loose. Dealing off the turf like it was never gonna run dry. That ain't no business. No other game is run so disorganized. Look around. Everything that is taking care of business is together. Dig it tight. And now we feeling the heat. And the action's gonna get scarce and the turf is gonna get hard. We organize. Each of us gets his own turf. And when the heat comes down, all you do is cool it for a while. Meanwhile, business is still going on elsewhere. Dig, which takes care of you. The organization will see that everyone is satisfied. I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize or you run like a solitary rat. The organization will see that everyone is satisfied.